Troopers and grinders. Welcome to yet another episode of Tank Talk, where I will be discussing all the comings and goings, but mostly comings of the MMA world. And surprisingly, not a lot of news about UFC these days, except for one big story, which I will get to very soon. But for the most part, it's been PFL, which, by the way, I Vinny, hello, Vinny. Good to see you in the live chat after our hours long conversation about about Islamic fighters and the Taliban and Afghanistan. Okay, this stream's already going to get taken down. Whoops, my mistake. But apart from that, I did watch PFL Mena, which took place in Saudi Arabia, and I gotta say, guys, as much as Vinny, you and I have talked about the professional fixed league, how corrupt it is, how bullshit it is. Um, the regional shows are pretty good. Like Middle East cards deliver most of the time. Lots of finishes, way more finishes than the American cards. PFL Europe was a banger. 16 fights, 16 fights, and it got like how many finishes? I'm actually gonna look that up. I gotta give an accurate statistic here. I'm sure it was it was the majority. I think. Um, Let me check. I usually there's a sweet spot on the PFL cards where there's like no, they're just a bunch of decisions. But let me check this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of 16 fights ended in finishes. Not bad. Not bad. Hey, bro, how's it going, Lloyd, the bartender? Hey, Lloyd, fix me up a little bit of scotch, all right? Family's driving me crazy. I always liked you, Lloyd. I always loved your sense of humor. Oh, you're such a kidder, Lloyd. Of course, sir. But yeah, PFL, Mena, and Europe to Electric Boogaloo were both absolute bangers. So very happy with those cards. And honestly, I'll probably be watching those over the American cards from now on because I don't know what to tell you, man. The American cards are absolute dog shit. Maybe it's just good. Maybe that one card is just putting a really bad taste in my mouth, but I don't know, man. Not happy. Not happy. I want to like PFL. They just insult our intelligence sometimes. Yeah, especially with the crummy rules and the changes in the tournament formats and lowering the amount of money that the fighters get, lowering the prize pool. Like they just have no principles that they can stick to. It's a business at the end of the day. So as much as they want to not be the UFC, eventually they're forced to just be the UFC because they're failing. Are the Saudi cards not rigged in your opinion, while Western PFL is? Um, some are absolutely, and I will give you an example of this. Although I will say this PFL Mena card was not bad at all in my opinion. I didn't see any rigged results this time around because I got a bunch of picks right. But first card had something very interesting happen in it. Let me check this. Mena 1 here. Yeah. Okay. Jeddah. What the fuck? It was one fight in particular. Where was it? It was like in round 3, something happened. What was it? No, not that one. For fuck's sake. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Um, this, this. Let me show you. This right here. I know it's inverted, but submission heel hook round 3. Round 3, and it was a 2-3 Saudi fighter who beat a 3-1 guy from Egypt, and it was the most rigged looking shit I've ever seen in my life. American, not Western. Principal fail league. Yeah, that is their principal. We're worse than Principal Krupp from Captain Underpants. Wait, it's PLE. Principal. Final answer. Let's see if it's on the board. Vinny the Guinea wins the $10,000. Top 3 answers on the board, and Vinny the Guinea used his Rasputin powers in order to guess them all correctly. The German PFL card seemed good. Well, technically, it wasn't German, Michael. It was actually a card in Belgium. But Belgium is very close to Germany, but it is the it was the Belgian PFL card. That's why a bunch of Belgian fighters won on it. Vinny Clown Show's back. Yes, Clown Show has returned. Wow, good. Who would have seen that coming, guys? How can we miss you if you don't go away? He knows the mentality, and he uses it very well. Gets a bunch of hype on him, disappears randomly. Everybody misses him. Thinks that he's gone for good. He either rebounds or he does something else and he comes back. I never laid a hand on him, god damn it! I never laid a hand on Danny. I love the little bastard. Insulting our intelligence for 400, please. Hold on. Let me put my arm around you, Vinny. Insulting our intelligence for $400. Ah, he got it. He got it, Vinny got it. The Guinea family wins the $1 million. And then you just ruin it all by I just ask, Vinny, what is a yellow fruit? Orange. This tool has often been used for both gardening and for pleasure. What is a hoe? It's a clown-tastrophe. That's what most of his streams end up turning into. Let me tell you something, Vinny boy. Better not be messing around. I'll bring up family, boy. You're ridiculous. You're a joke, Vinny. Why won't you learn the lesson? But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so the Belgian card was very good. 10 out of 16 fights resulted in finishes. PFL Mena had 5 fights in a row that ended in fucking insane finishes, dude. One of them was like a flying knee to the back of this guy's head. It was absolutely incredible. But way better than PFL America card. But I'm going to stop talking about that now because we must get to my main story of the stream, and that is Dana White completely selling his soul to Donald Trump in exchange for the UFC and allowing for fights to take place at the White House apparently in 2026 if the Trump regime even lasts that long. Um, it's just insane, dude. I think it both tarnishes the reputation of the White House and tarnishes the I mean, UFC doesn't have that great a reputation. Let's be real, guys. But it just further demeans the legitimacy of the UFC. That it is completely politicized. That it has one politician. That it shows more. It'll give the president Donald Trump when he's in or out of office. They'll give him more screen time on their shows than some prospects they have on their cards, than some interviewers or personalities they have on the UFC pay-per-views. They'll give him more time. And now they've just completely cucked out to Trump. It's sort of ironic that they're probably going to have some immigrants fighting in the White House when Trump hates that. But I don't know. I guess in terms of business practice, it does put some more eyes on the UFC. Maybe it'll do some short-term numbers, but it's just like why Donald Trump put up a bunch of flagpoles in the White House. It's all for show. It's all for spectacle. It is to distract you from the crumbling U.S. economy, the crumbling U.S. social services that just got absolutely hit with a wrecking ball. Medical clinics are already closing because of this bill, this bloated butcherous bourgeoisie bill that got passed just a couple days ago. It's all to make Trump look good. None of it's like, and again, I got to Hank, what would be your wrestling finishing move? It would be a burning hammer. I love the burning hammer, dude. That's a great. Just have the guy's back on my shoulders and just boom, drop him right on his head. I mean, I'd have to be perfect doing it, but um, I think that's one of my favorite moves. Let me think. Too many people are doing Canadian destroyers, so I'm not that into it. Sometimes I like a good old brain buster. I think a brain buster would probably be pretty. It always looks good. And or maybe I do a DDT and actually finish opponents with it. To actually, that's the answer. That's the definitive answer. I would use the DDT and I would actually finish my opponent using a DDT because that used to be the greatest finishing move of all time. And then they just flushed it down the toilet. My guess was stink face. Unfortunately, I'm too in shape and too cleanly to pull off a move like that. But if certain individuals decided to take me on, I would definitely not shower for a week before I do that. So thank you for the idea, not in the AM, bro. Hank's finishing move would be pedigreed because he's Jewish. Yeah, Hank Hurst Helmsley. That's me. Hanker Hurst Helmsley. Hanker, you are my maca. Oh my God, Triple Hank, Triple Hank, he's got him. He's got Idaho. Oh my God, into a pedigree. Cover him, big nose. The nose. 1, 2, 3. Hanker Hurst Helmsley wins it. Ah. Oh my God. I think I got a bruise. Oh, I landed on my spine funny. Ivan! But yeah. It's gonna be a bunch of patriotic clown show bullshit. If we're lucky, it'll rain on the day that the UFC event takes place, like right out on the White House lawn. It just fucking thunderstorm uh cancels the event. But yeah, dude, it's all for shit. The fact that all these fighters are freaking begging to fight in the White House, begging to, get involved in a complete propaganda fest, just shows how retarded UFC fighters are. Um, how to put it? Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second there. I mean, the fact that Connor was there at Trump's inauguration should tell you that he wants to be involved. But dude, it's all about the rich. This is why all the top UFC fighters want to get involved with Trump. The other ones don't really care all that much. Um, it's because they are the champions of the world. They are the elites of the world. And as long as he's helping them, as long as he's footing the bill for their tax money, they're gonna worship the ground that he stands on because they're giving them a free tax cut. Your eyebrows are holding hands. Yeah, aren't they cute together? Absolutely adorable. I came from the cavemen, Valhalla Von. My ancestors were the first to learn how to make fire, and the wheel followed after that. And then, next thing you know, we owned the fields, and the peasants they are in involuntary servitude to the fields, and we tax them for owning our land. And then we help the bakers and the artisans sell the goods that are made on our properties. Next thing you know, we created society. I my ancestors birthed civilization, and we won our holy land. Whee! Pedigreed. Hank's finishing move would be sweet foreskin music because he's Jewish. Oh, now you want to make me get a vasectomy, and next thing you want me to reverse it, and then you want me to tell me to get a vasectomy again, then back again, crisscross, snip, snap, snap, snap. Sweet foreskin music from Sean Hankles. Oh God. He's tuning up the dreidel. He's spinning the dreidel. Oh, sweet foreskin music. Good God Almighty. Palestine is broken in half. Hank, money in the bank, tank with the dank. Smoking on that Islam pack. Hank's special move is 619 because the Jews were kicked out of that many countries. Booyaka, booyaka. Hank Mysterio. What I'm talking about, Vinny, is mi familia, mi bloodline, mi history. The Torah told me to give you a major ass kicking, Holmes. I'm doing this for Eddie. I'm taking back Eddie's Holy Land, and then I'm hitting a frog splash on on all my neighbors. Hank Mysterio. Ooh, here we go. Off the top rope like a top dope. And you don't understand, Hank, that Netanyahu is in hell. You go to hell and you die. But anyway, so back to the White House. Again, it's just I don't even think it's because Trump really likes UFC. It's all about the spectacle. It's all about making himself look good, propping himself, the people's president. Meanwhile, he's stripping away health care from all the impoverished people in this country, giving away tax breaks to his rich friends, taking away emergency assistance. Hey, Texas, how you doing? Hey, Colt Cabana, how you doing? Um, Texas going through the floods, and then no more FEMA money. Sorry, guys. You know, closing down hospitals. It's like Constantine with his Colosseum. It's with his gladiatorial arena. It's to take eyes away from the mess that he's made of the country and to focus it instead on the what was it called? Somebody literally just quit it. The Kennedy Center of the JFK Center for the Arts. Literally, a dude quit because he's tired of Trump's shit. Um, but it's all just an act. It's all entertainment to keep eyes away from his absolutely rotten policies. Hank, when will you run for Prime Minister of Israel? If Vinny and I can shore up the money, I will travel to Israel and I will beat Benjamin Netanyahu in an election. I guarantee it, guys. I'm gonna be the I'm gonna be the Zoran Mamdani of Israel Palestine, and they will call me Hankjamin Net Hank Yahoo Yahoo.com, and I will push the self destruct button on the country, rid us of our problem. Walls of Jericho is a good one for a Jewish guy. Yes, absolutely. Break down the walls of Jericho. Oh my God, he's got the Palestine tamer. The Palestine tamer instead of frog splash. Synagogue splash. Absolutely. Thoughts on Nanye Ambro LARPing is white, but he's really Latina. Ooh. A lot of Latinos voted for Trump, so they got the same mentality. They hate the ones below them. It costs Israel $3 million every time they shoot down a missile. We pay for that shit and not flooding. Yeah, exactly. On the U.S.'s dollar. Fucking ridiculous. We're goyim. We're goyim, dude. We're goyim, Hank. Prophet Muhammad said even trees will call out snitching on Jew. And by that, I don't mean you. I deliberately said Jew. Jew. Dude, Hank, like, I'm goyim, dude. Hank, you're goyim for Israel, man. But, yeah, so, I mean, maybe we will get some fights we otherwise wouldn't at the White House if all the celebrities and the big UFC fighters are willing to just get a bunch of attention through it. But in that case, it's just like a freaking Jake Paul boxing pay-per-view. None of it really matters. All because I said Cortez was talking about ICE. She wasn't. She was honestly based for doing so. It's about time some UFC fighters used their platform and grew a pair of balls. It's a shame that a woman had to grow a pair for all the men that were basically dancing for Trump, like, fucking minstrels, and then sucking his ding dong. Actually took a woman with some stones to say something. Men are fucking pathetic. Fucking Aiden Ross and Nelk Boys and all these other cucks. Fuck them. But yeah. If we get some good fights out of it, like we actually get Jones Aspinall, or we get Connor versus Chandler, or just a bunch of dream fights, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with having some big fights, like, use it to the best you can, like take full advantage of it. But something tells me it's going to be a lot of bullshit, guys. Just like most of the things that Trump organizes, it's going to fucking shit the bed and be an absolute disaster. So I wouldn't be celebrating too much about this. Usually whatever Trump touches turns to shit. Yeah, Hank has denounced Judaism, so he's invited to see the NWO with us, Goyim. NWO for life, for life. This right here, this garbage in this ring, represents all the troopers and the grinders, brother. Me, Vinny, Kobe Wiggle are the new world order of professional wrestling, brother. Islam is taking over Afghanistan, and then we're taking over Israel. The new world order is taking down the Jewish world order, brother. The nose. Isn't that right, New York, Vin? I'm not Goyim between you and I. I'm Bonnie. Nah, you're Goyim, Hank. Dude, I'm so Goyim. But, for 3 long years, I held my head high. And the reception that I got, you chat members can stick it, brother. Means from the people of Noah. Aiden Ross and Steiny. Yeah, they're also just fucking idiots with zero education. You don't got to read my juice slander, by the way, bro. It's just venting. Don't get in trouble. I'm already fucking 3 feet, 6 feet deep in it, so might as well. Are your parents Jewish? No, not from a religious standpoint. It's blood related. It's ethnic. One of my grandfathers was Jewish, so it sort of went down the family line. My finishing move is sweet Qui-Gon Jinn music. Nice. So is your finishing move getting cut in half by a lightsaber? Serious question. Is your finishing move getting annoyed by Jar Jar for 2 hours? If only we could have replaced him with Liam Neeson in Taken. Then you'd have a movie. Now let me be clear. You're going to unhand the princess and give her to me. She is my beloved. She owns Naboo, and she does not belong to you. And if you do not relinquish your separatist state from the Republic planet, I will find you, and I will kill you. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it both or just one? Just one ethnically. Pew Research says Islam will rule the world before 2050, so we're close to global justice. We'll see it in our lifetimes. Me, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Eric Bischoff, and Virgil are the new world order of professional wrestling, brother. Ted DiBiase supplies us the whatever the fuck the currency in Afghanistan is. No, it's literally an Afghani. They supply us the Afghanis, brother. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the money, brother. You gotta uphold the old law to be a Jew. Only way to be one, it's not an ethnicity. I converted to it and also left after reading the Talmud. Oh my god. My enemy's in here. I don't forgive you, Vinny. How dare you even consider that perspective? You do not belong amongst us. You are an enemy of the state, and you will be punished for your sacrilegious behavior. Trust. But anyway, getting back to business, I want to mention something because I find it very funny. Um, I want to show you Don Davis of the PFL absolutely cucking out to Trump, dude. MMA at the White House. Great idea. PFL has wow fight card. Wow. What the fuck? He can't even say the letter A, dude. He's such a fucking idiot. PFL has wow fight card for MMA fans to celebrate USA 250 anniversary. Can this dude learn some fucking grammar? This guy sounds like he wrote a fucking third grade project for his final assignment. Dude, literally, I was on vacation and I stopped at an Airbnb and uh the writing on one of the posters because a kid had stayed lived in the room where I was renting, and I saw like kids scribble for some project for school. It had the exact same level of literacy and grammar that this post has. This is like a 40 or 50-year-old man who wrote this, and literally a preschooler had the same level of literacy and grammar as Don Davis. Dude absolutely fucking cucked to Trump, dude. And there's no way the PFL ever gets invited for a White House event. Fucking pathetic, dude. Why is nobody a 155 or 270 in the top 20 have fights booked? They're cursed divisions. They're cursed weight divisions, Vinny the Guinea. Um, there are long periods where lightweight and welterweight don't have any fights. Makes no sense. It's like the UFC fucking blows their load, and then it's like, okay, we're done with you. Like an old tramp you find under a bridge. Hank, let's collaborate soon, bro. Sounds good, Pulse. Send me you know my Gmail. Send me a message. Also, hello people. Oh, hi Mark. I'd like a bed of roses, please. Oh, sure, of course. I'm getting it for you right away. Hi doggy. Here you go. That'll be $19.20. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, bye. Can I have a dozen red roses, please? Of course, you're my favorite customer. Thanks. Bye. Come on, Johnny. How much do you make at the bank? What do you do over there? I can't tell you. It's confidential. Anyway, how is your sex life? Dude, I could do quotes from the room all day. You know what they say, Donnie? Love is blind. Very funny, Mark. Women are too much of problems. Oh, hi, Mark. It's not true. It is bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, Johnny, what's up with you? I don't know. Women are complicated, Mark. I know a girl who had 3 guys. One of them found out about it and beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street. What a story, Mark. Do a the room viewing. Oh my god, that's a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. And I'll call it a room with a view. And dude, once I get a few military movie reactions out of the way, absolutely, dude, absolutely. Let's go get some dinner, huh? Oh, Danny, you're so silly, aren't you? Hi, babe. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Oh, work was tough. I got you this. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. They're beautiful. I also got you. Why don't you wear it? Thanks, Johnny. I love this dress. Anything for my princess. Danny, don't you have something else to do? God, what are some other lines I can think of? I never hit you, Lisa. I never hit you. You lied to me. I know it. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. Oh, oh, the agony. Don't touch me, motherfucker. You're just a chicken. Chip, 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 chip. Don't touch me, motherfucker. I'd watch it. It's been about 10 years since I've laughed at that movie. Everybody betray me. The whole world hate me, and I'm sick of it. I fed up with this world. Anyway, so to repeat, guys, I feel like I'm freaking Steve from Blue's Clues right now. Don Davis cucks out to Trump the exact same amount that Dana White does, and it has been confirmed that Don Davis has the English writing skills of a preschooler. He can't even put a sentence together. You're just gonna be fucking washing on those sour grapes and playing his little violin, and want to outlive my children. And I got a fight coming up in April. It's gonna be right before September. I got a fight in April. Ever see the Platoon movie from 1986? I actually did see that movie. I watched it with a friend because I knew about it. I'd seen the scene where Willem Dafoe gets. Well, I won't try to spoil it too much, but it's the that scene like that. There's so much more to Platoon than just that scene, by the way. But I knew about it. I asked my friend, "Hey, what movies from the past haven't you seen?" He mentioned a few. I said, "Have you ever watched Platoon?" He said, "No, I haven't." And I said, "I haven't either." Shockingly, despite that being a famous movie, so we watched it together, and it was actually really good. There were parts of it that were a little bit, what's the word for it? Exaggerative, very uh hmm, sort of like uh, it's not subtle. It's like very much has the stylings of an action movie, but it's supposed to also be a very you know very serious war movie. But and it's got a great cast. Well, got one of the great military movie casts ever. Um, but some of the scenes were like, "Oh, are you kidding? They'd all be dead." Like, this plot armor for this guy. There are a million soldiers all dead after a battle, and the the main character and the villain are left standing. Like, come on, dude, that's not realistic. Like, it tends to be a little pandering, a little I'm trying to think. It overdoes things sometimes. Overdoes things a little bit. Um, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find the word. It's like it embellishes things a little too much, or it's. I'm trying to find the word for it. Base Tank made me patriotic. It's a good movie. I don't think of any movie about the Vietnam War is supposed to make you patriotic though. It embellishes a little too much. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I watched when I was 11, loved it. It's really well done. That famous scene is only in like the first 30 minutes. The rest of the movie is the actual war. Um, oh, that was sarcasm, by the way. Nice. When I was in basic, we were taking bets on who would be the first private pile. Well, that's the thing. The private pile isn't from that isn't from Platoon. That's from Full Metal Jacket, right? Oh my god, I could do the frickin' oh god. What what's the name of that position? Drill sergeant. I could play the drill sergeant in the opening scene of that movie all freaking day. What is this, Gomer Pyle? A jelly donut? I'm gonna have all you maggots be doing push-ups over and over until Private Pyle finishes his jelly donut. You'll not laugh. You'll not cry. And Well, looks like we got a joker on our hands. I think I might call you Private Joker. How does that sound, Private? Sir, yes, sir. I don't hear you, maggot. You look like you got a funny face. What are you laughing for? You little comedian? I'm gonna call you Gomer Pyle. God, uh what other lines does he say? You look like you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose, Private Pyle. I confuse those movies. Arlie Emery. Yeah, classic actor, fantastic. He was an actual drill sergeant too, and he played that character up to 11. Drill sergeants aren't that cruel usually, but he made that character the exception. Dude, I literally accidentally put in Full Metal Alchemist while looking up Full Metal Jacket. MICKEYMOUSE. MICKEYMOUSE. You will speak only when spoken to, and the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. If you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death praying for war. Oh god, I'm going down the rabbit hole. Bullshit! It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Sounds like Jim Cornette. I bet you're the kind of guy that would F a person in the ass and not even have a goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you. You goddamn communist heathen! You had best sound off that you love the Virgin Mary, or I'm gonna stomp your guts out! Now, do you love the Virgin Mary, don't you? Get on your feet. Private Pile, you had best square your ass away and start shitting me Tiffany cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up! You will not laugh. You will not cry. Were you born a fat, slimy, scumbag, puke piece of shit, Private Pile, or did you have to work on it? Holy Jesus, what the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pile? Sir, jelly donut, sir! A jelly donut? Favorite Full Metal Alchemist character? Hmm. Obviously, there's Alan Ed, but then who else? There's the mustache guy who I really like. Just saw him recently. Oh God, I like Alice Lewis Armstrong. Alex Lewis Armstrong is a badass. Also, I also like Roy Mustang. He's pretty good. Bro, all my all-time favorite anime characters are voiced by the same person. He's multi-talented. Oh God, who played Light in Death Note? Light's voice actor played Okabe from Steins Gate. Dude, that's legendary shit. Mamoru Miyano. Yeah, yeah. Okabe and Light Yagami, dude, based. Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, Apocalypse Now, Saving Private Ryan are my favorite war movies. There's so many other good ones, though. Absolutely. Let me think of some. Thin Blue Line's a good one. Paths of Glory's really good. Jarhead, I think it's called. I think it's called Jarhead. Or is it Jughead? I forget. That's a good one. Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah, it is Jarhead. What are some other war movies that I've seen? Hmm. Glorious Bastards. MASH. Patton is good. We Were Soldiers, etc. Oh, Jacob's Ladder. I know it's like a war movie for 20% of it, but Jacob's Ladder is fantastic. Ooh. Last of the Mohicans, The Patriot are also good. Yeah, classics. I think one of the first movies to win an Oscar was called Wings. And that was like the first ever war movie to win an Oscar. But those have been around forever, you know? All Quiet on the Western Front, both versions too. Yes. Private Pile, goddamn! I didn't know they could stack shit that high. Sir, yes, sir. Apocalypto is also a good one. We should. Oh, dude, Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies, dude. You need to watch Grave of the Fireflies. That's a real movie about war and its consequences. Um, Oppenheimer's, it was also very good. But dude, Grave of the Fireflies is fucking traumatizing, dude. Downfall, the famous Enlighten something Asada. That one's pretty good. But let me take this piece of shit Don Davis off screen. There we go. Also, I want to mention that unfortunately Tony Ferguson has a boxing match booked. We don't know who against who. Dylan Dennis made a fuss about it, so it's probably not him, but whoever it is that Tony, can you imagine if it was Jake Paul versus Tony Ferguson? Can you fucking imagine, dude? I don't think it is because Jake just had a bout recently. Apparently, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was also freaking arrested and planned on deporting, and ready for deportation. I cannot fucking English right now. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was arrested by uh, border agents and on track for deportation right after the Jake Paul fight. Christ almighty, dude. They're getting desperate for some brown people. But how to put it? What was I going to say? But yeah, Tony Ferguson's going to fight somebody in boxing. I hope it's a fucking can, dude. Something tells me it's going to be a big name, and Tony's going to get absolutely squashed unless it's another UFC fighter. Dude's fucking toasted, dude. Tony Ferguson can't beat anybody with a pulse. Sad stuff. But it's just like with Keith Lee you know, having to fight against Rabadanov. We can't be happy about it because we know they're going to just get slept at the end of the day. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Well, there's the upcoming UFC card. What are some other cards that we got that aren't UFC? I've been picking for most of them. I still need to get done my predictions for Berlanga versus Shiraz. Hamza Shiraz has been looking pretty ass recently. Um, Berlanga. Who is this guy, Berlanga? Knocked out Jonathan Gonzalez, lost to Canelo. Only lost to Canelo. Dude, Berlanga might kick his ass. Berlanga might whoop Shiraz. I actually wouldn't mind picking the underdog for that one. We'll see how that one goes. And then Shakur Stevenson taking on William Zepeda. Just going to pick Stevenson by running away and piecing him up at range. The usual fare. Hold on, I'll be right back. Anyway, um, what else was I going to mention? Oh, let's take a look. David Morrell's going to be boxing next. And this guy, Reito Susumi, is just an utter can crusher. I don't know why they push him on these boxing cards, honestly. Alberto Puello versus Matthias might be pretty cool, though. And then we got Brave 97, Cage Warriors, One Fight Night. Ugh. Dude, I heard that that's another story. I heard that One FC is in big time trouble. Their financials are down the toilets. Their cards aren't selling. It's getting bad. Here, let me try to find it. Somebody definitely brought up that Chatri's losing money. What else is new? Hmm. Here, I'll find it somewhere else. One FC. Let me go to Twitter. Probably has it. I'm not going to read that Strickland tweet because I want to keep my channel. God damn it. Financial trouble. Here we go. One championship faces crisis across multiple fronts: losses, layoffs, inactivity, instability, and investor anxiety. Financial woes at one championship have deepened into a full-blown crisis, with the promotion reporting a record consolidated loss of $90 million in 2023 and cumulative deficits now exceeding $530 million against just $24.6 million in net assets. They are bleeding money. Steady amid this turmoil, a steady exodus of talent capped by public warnings from former champion and repeated release demands from fighters has laid bare one championship's growing reputation for inactivity and contractual rigidity. Simultaneously mounting executive departures, canceled U.S. events, layoffs, and the collapse of high-profile broadcast deals with Amazon Prime Video and Turner Sports display of promotion struggling to deliver. Yeah, ONE FC might be closing its doors. Qatar Investment Authority relationship deteriorates. Dude, they're not even friends with Qatar anymore. Hey, bud. How's it going, Andrew B? Nice to see you, Andrew Buchesny. Always nice to see you. Quick stop to see you and I'm out. Nice. Always good to have Andrew B in Hank the Tank's chat. Hmm. Hope you've been doing well, Andy B. Been loving your shorts and your posts lately. Absolutely base stuff about individuals. It's the right approach to take for sure. I'm glad you've seen the light. See you in my TV. Yes, I did. Absolutely based programming from the one and only Andrew B. Man, it's prime time whenever it's Hank the Tank stuff. But yeah, what else is there in MMA news? But yeah, so ONE FC is dying. PFL was actually good. Um, hmm. Taylor versus Serrano 3. I'm just not interested in. I don't know how much. I don't care how much Netflix promotes it. We saw the fight twice. Pretty, decisive outcomes both ways. I don't know why they need a trilogy. It's absolute BS. And the other boxers, I have no clue who they are. So, other than Metcalf, who's pretty good, but yeah, not really worth a watch. It's an undeserved trilogy. But they'll do anything to draw some eyes on the sport. If I were Netflix, I don't know why I'd be pushing that. Then just got done my predictions for the upcoming UFC fight night. And I gotta say, I think we're gonna see a lot of finishes on the card. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 12. So majority of these fights I think are gonna end in finishes. Lewis Teixeira's guaranteed finish. Garcia, I think, is a guaranteed finish. Petrino's gonna knock out Lane. Toph's gonna knock out Tuco Salamanca, old Tuco Tacos. And then Kenny Nizuchukwu. Yeah, dude, I think there's gonna be some expected finishes and unexpected finishes. And I think the UFC's been on a hot streak lately with really good cards. So hopefully we get to see some more. What's the card after this fight night? Can't be another pay per view, right? By the way, that UFC BJJ card was really good, super good. Had nothing but submissions, dude. Just one card, and UFC BJJ has more submissions than Karate Combat's submission series, which is absolute horseshit, by the way, guys. It's literally the worst combat sport I've seen in my life, and I've watched Power Slap at least, at least, um, at least Power Slap as finishes. You know, the Pit submission series is absolute garbage. People writing off the GOAT, Calvin Kattar. I know that he took Yusuf Zalal to a very close fight, but I don't know. I think there's going to be a power difference level here. Paradox, like Steve Garcia got taken down by Kyle Nelson, then just immediately turned it around and beat his ass, absolutely destroyed him. So I don't know. I think when's the last time we saw Kattar land a blow that put somebody on his ass? You know, stylistically, it's a good fight for him. But dude, sometimes age differences and differences of power take over. Man, I'm serious. I don't know, man. Like if Zalal had actually gone at Cater and hit him with some power shots, I think it'd be a different fight. What's up, boys? Smoking on some Tropicana garlic. There's a there's a garlic flavored Tropicana, or is that a drug? Tropicana garlic marijuana strain. Nice cannabis. I'll take it. Yeah, but Kyle Nelson is a bum. I wouldn't say that. I think he's beaten better fighters than Steve Garcia. Here, let me check this. He beat Bill Aljo. He beat Fernando Padilla. He beat an 8-0 prospect. Duho Choi. He came to a close decision against Duho Choi. Dude, Superboy destroyed Nate Landwehr. Fucking dominated Nate Landwehr, and Nelson took Duho Choi to a decision. Don Davis is such a bitch. He's on Twitter begging Trump to let him do an event. Check this out. Talked about it already, Alex. It's fucking embarrassing. Just let it happen, man. Don't be begging for attention just because Ngannou. Uh, what's the word for it? Just because Ngannou duped you out of all your money. Basically, because of Ngannou and Ngannou's contract, the PFL had to lower the amount of money for their tournament winnings from $1 million to 100,000. That is how much Francis Ngannou has put in the PFL in debt. Now he's begging for attention and money and contributions from Daddy Donald because he's that desperate to keep his company alive. That's why he's doing this. Literally, $1 million in winnings to $100,000. All you need to know about how the PFL's doing. Why it's pulling little stunts like that one you see. Zla was running for his life in round 3. Yeah, in round 3, after he clearly outstruck Cater for 2 rounds, and that wasn't even with power. Cater would knock out Kyle Nelson. Let me guess, Vinny, either Sean Schemmel or Christopher Sabat. Said it before Vinny even typed something. Dude, Ty. I'm dabbing right now. I got a girl over right now, dude. Right now on a gram of Don Mega. Oh, okay, Big Don. Little Marco, that's what we call him. All right, Big Don. Might have to take a fat dab of some Donnie Burger. Jesus Christ, these terms. Ooh, sounding like the freaking van from Cars. Dude, you just gotta go with the flow and give yourself to dreamland, man. Crazy. Dude, I gotta have a girl over. Donnie Burger, Schemmel or Christopher Sabat, and then what was the other one? Tropicana garlic. Christ Almighty, these sound like fucking items you'd see in a dark alleyway. No, Al from Full Metal and Obito from Naruto, voiced by the same guy. Obito voiced by the same guy. Nice, based. It shows he's got some range. Are they? Wait, Al, as in the little brother, right? Obito. I mean, can't have that much range if he's got a voice for. I mean, is Obito a young boy as well, or is he a old withered character or something? If it's the same age range, then it's not too multifaceted. But for him to have be able to get past the Rock for both those characters is pretty impressive. Cater would knock the fuck out of Kyle Nelson. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Cater would just get kicked in the body at range by Kyle Nelson, kicked in the legs. Like, nah. He's at a point where anybody with a little bit of talent beats him. Boston Cartel is absolutely fucking rotten, dude. New England, whatever it's called, New England Cartel's garbage. The only good fighter they've got is Rob Font. I think the last time Cater beat somebody was what, like 2019, 2020? Come on, dude. His fate's sealed. Paradox. His fate is sealed. He could even be beating up Steve Garcia, but then could just get hit with an overhand right and put out, dude. It's different power. It's not Max Holloway shit. Let's look at some more fights that are on the card. Yeah, Kennedy Nzechukwu. I think he takes out Walter Walker. I think Walker's very reliant on his BJJ game, but I don't think that's going to work against a lighter guy who's actually in shape like Kennedy Nzechukwu. I think Mike Davis smokes Mitch Ramirez. Klein wins handily. Like most of these fights are pretty one-sided affairs. Matthews versus Chidi Njokuani is going to be, I think, a pretty close fight. But I think Matthews, he's going to try to take down Chidi. He might find some success, but I think Chidi's going to get back to his feet like he did against Jared Gooden and just beat the crap out of him, in my opinion. Curtis gets a layup. Junior gets a layup. Petrino gets a layup. But the fight that I care about the most here is actually Nate the frickin' Train Landwehr against Morgan Sherrier. That's the one with the most stakes for me because Nate the Train is my favorite fighter of all time. All time. I'm dead serious. It's based on how charismatic he is, how fun his fights are. Um, he's the full package, in my opinion. Just great performances, fun fights, memorable promo afterwards. 2019, Cater beat Emmett and Shikadze in 2022. Yeah, and then they gave it to Emmett, and then ever since then, it's been all downhill. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Plus, Shikadze's fucking mid as hell. But yeah, I'm praying for a Nate the Train victory. I have Nate the Train. I'm actually picking Nate the Train by decision against Morgan Sherrier. I think he's going to drag Sherrier down to the canvas, beat him up a little bit, get hurt in moments, and then come right back. Um, I think Nate the Train's got talent, man. I think he's still got it. Losing to Aljamain, fucking Sterling, and Yusuf Zalal ain't bad. He literally could do nothing against Sterling. Literally could do absolutely nothing. That was a pathetic fucking performance. Couldn't get one punch in on Aljamain. If he allows Steve Garcia to get him down to the mat once, he's going to get knocked out. Straight up. If Garcia just bullies Cater down to the mat and starts throwing bombs, he's going to put Cater right out. Where Juiceman 562 at? You think I'd actually let that asshole in here? No, dude. He just get us off topic. Is Juiceman in here? No, he's not. Sorry to rain on your parade, but Juiceman would just pick fights with people in the chat and then do nothing but slander me. So why would I have him in here? Why? Dude's just an a-hole. He's obsessed with me. Can't even use proper grammar in his fucking comments. Dude's a fucking mess. Apparently, he's also in other people's live chats, and they can't fucking stand him either. And he goes under aliases and just talks shit and starts shit with people, and is just generally annoying. Why I got rid of him in the first place. And by the way, that's not even. Dude, Juiceman's been gone from this channel since before I split with Idaho. So, dude, he's been gone a long time. When Aljo put on that acting job against Yan, I called him Angelina Jolie. Did she actually win an Oscar? She had a performance in what was the movie? She was like, "Hey baby, hey ladies, I'm back." She did something like that. She was like it was like a movie about a bunch of crazy women. What is that movie called? Also, guys, I'm gonna do what Paradox the Chad doesn't. Fucking donate, guys. Push the fucking donate button. Give me some fucking money, guys. What movies? There was some movie she was in. I think it won her a Golden Globe. Uninterrupted. Girl Interrupted. That was the name of the movie. What's up, babies? Yeah, because Sterling is a former fucking champ. Hey, if you call me a fucking cunt, I'm gonna call you a cunt back, Paradox. Want to start shit over dumb fucking fantastical MMA matchups and fantasy matchups? I don't fucking play, Paradox. Keep calling me a cunt, bro. Asshole. You see Juiceman 562 telling me he got AIDS. Thanks. Yeah, he got it from Easy. Don't call me a fucking cunt over some dumb fucking MMA, dude. I know it's British language, but in America we don't take that kindly to being called cunts. Angelina Jolie is funny. Plus 10 for pun points. Need Bobby Nizzo to educate you on the marauder that is Calvin Cater. Bobby Nizzo thought that I slandered his name and talked shit about him and did an impression of him when it was clearly no chill. And then he turned on me when Idaho and I split because somebody told him that I was talking shit when it was clearly somebody else. And he threatened to beat up my father. So that dude's a fucking crazy person. Hey, is Juiceman 562 in here? I mean, no matter how many times you say it, I don't think he's going to be here. If y'all had a choice but to be deported, where would y'all want to be deported to? Good question. I mean, it's going to happen to us all eventually if we continue living under this regime. Um, Let me think. I would probably be deported to. I'd be deported to France, easy in into the rest of Europe, and then UK's right next to it. That'd be pretty good. Ew. Oh shit. Yeah, I'd be deported to France. Great food, great people, tied to the rest of Europe. That'd be pretty good. Although it makes no sense. Yeah, I mean Bobby's like 60. I imagine he struggles with the internet. It's not just the internet paradox, it's that somebody told him that I was talking shit and then he threatened to beat up my family and said I'm going to turn your hair blue or something like that. And then basically he said, oh, fuck your mother, fuck your father, all this shit, I'll beat you up. Because of something someone had told him about me, made him completely just stop being my friend, completely turn on me. I even I even explained to him, Bobby, I never talked shit. Bobby, I never said this, I never said that. I never tried to mock you or put you down. Um, Someone told you a lie, and let's be friends. Let's clear the air. Let's be friends again. He was like, okay, Hank. Okay, Hank, sounds good. And then literally, I was in DMs and I said, hey, what's up, Bobby? How's it going? You want to talk? You want to hang out? What's going on, man? And the dude did not respond to me. He did not respond to my DM after we had a whole hour-long talk about how I didn't do shit and that he got the wrong picture and let's be friends again. And then he completely ghosts me. So he's a completely a lost cause. Completely. Hey, by any chances, okay then, Matu, I don't like spam. Don't like spam in the chat. I'm gonna treat everybody the same way. Don't say the same shit over and over again. And I know that you like to poke and prod sometimes, but if it starts getting repetitive, I might have a problem. Oh yeah, Nizzo hates you, Hank, for no reason, for literally no reason. He has no reason to. I even explained it to him. By the way, Idaho was a complete asshole in that situation because literally no chill when we were still friends and he, was in the process of manipulating me but didn't hit the final blow yet. He said, I don't remember Hank saying anything about you, Bobby, or doing any shit. Do you remember anything, Idaho? And then I think I think Idaho was like, "Oh, I think I called him a rat on this stream, so he's a terrible person," and literally tried to incite more tension between me and Bobby. So it's complete horseshit. He's got a bunch of fucking snakes in his ear. Why did you piss off Nizzo? Because others pretended that I did. Said he was going to push your wig cap back blue. I think I said he was going to dye my hair blue, which makes no sense. He is not in here. Yo, listen up, here is a story about a little Hank who lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he says is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything he sees is just blue. And himself, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen, to listen. I'm gonna dye your hair blue, daboo dee daboo die. I'm gonna turn your hair blue, daboo dee daboo die. I live in a blue house with a blue window. Blue is my girlfriend. I won't win, I wear. I have a girlfriend, and she is so blue. Are you sure there's no reason for him to hate you? None at all. None at all. I literally cleared the air with him live on stream, dude. You can look through No Chill's live streams. I think there's a stream with me and Bobby where I make amends with them. So it's public knowledge. Not even a little bit. We were friends. I had him on a fight companion like a month before it happened. There's got to be something. No Chill was the one doing an impression of Bobby Nizzo. I was not involved. I mean, maybe I was laughing at his impression of Bobby, but hey, when something's funny, you laugh at it. Like, if Bobby's on me for laughing at that, then he's pretty damn sensitive. Fragile ego. Um, but anyway, so a little bit of a recap of everything I've talked about on this stream. Um, Dana White wants to do a UFC event at the White House in 2026 because it's a whole spectacle to take our minds off of all the shit that he's done to this country and how he's flushed this nation down the fucking toilet and left all its poor people to foot the bill. He wants us to forget about all that, about how the Dow is sinking, how the dollar is losing its value, how our credit score is fucking tanking. He wants us to forget about all that and all the fucking people that he's sent off into death camps by having a little fucking spectacle. He's not going to get away with it. I want protests. I don't give a shit if I'm a UFC fan. It's all a distraction, just like Los Angeles. Do y'all get mosquitoes? Yes, yes. So, in the backyard, if I'm out, for too long, start to feel the mosquitoes right in my ear, and I gotta swat them. But yeah, um, we do get mosquitoes. They can be a real pain in the ass, but as long as you're um, in the house before the sun goes down, you should be good. I was in Texas, and our Airbnb had a swimming pool in the backyard, and I got mosquito bites on here, and I got mosquito bites on here. You'd think that two vampires had just taken huge chunks out of my freaking arm. 'Cause it looked like I got two vampire bites, but then they disappeared after just a couple days. Hank, I'm sorry for calling you a cunt. It's all right, Paradox. It's all right. It's just, we can't get this passionate about mixed martial arts. If Vinny's still here, I want to say sorry to Vinny for getting in a heated argument with him over, Muslim fighters and all that stuff. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to lose friends and comrades over peers over hypothetical outcomes and bullshit. So all I guess just the moral of the story is don't get too worked up over MMA. It's a sport. It's fucking random. It's you know hardly anybody gets perfect cards. So I accept your apology. I'm sorry that I took it too far by calling you an asshole. But you just can't get worked over this sport. It's all bullshit. Just like the UFC having an event at the White House is just a bullshit and a smoke screen for all the horrific shit that's happening in this country. Y'all seen Juiceman? Okay, at least he's putting a variation on it. It's been a while since I've talked to you, Matua. I remember we had a very close conversation about our pasts, and that was it was very interesting. I wish I could have another chat with you about that because that was actually really interesting. Ah, but yeah, Don Davis tried to sell his soul too, but it's too late. Trump already has Dana White's soul. Um, this upcoming fight night card is going to be really good. Not really good. I mean, it has a bunch of finishes, maybe, but what do you guys think of Teixeira getting the big fight against Derek Lewis? Hopefully, it is a good fight anyway. Yeah. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Hopefully, it is a good fight anyway. Yeah, it will be. Two strikers should be good. If you are picking Calvin Cater, do you have him by finish or by decision? I understand the Garcia prediction anyway. I'm just having flashbacks to being that confident in RoboCop to beat Cannonier. I was so confident too. So confident. He almost had him, dude. Almost slumped him like he did with frickin' Jack Hermanson, but it was sayonara RoboCop because Jared Cannonier was more of an old crafty vet with big meaty hooks. As much as RoboCop can pretend to be an older fighter, he was only 32, so young gun got you know, clean cut RoboCop, brand new model got put out like by the T1000. What was it called? Was it ED99 or something? Yeah, ED209. Yes, I'm here early, dude. Nice, but I do want to say I'm sorry that I got a little heated about our argument earlier today, Vinny. I apologize. Hands full at the moment. Can't text. Oh, sorry. Aren't one-dimensional fighters in the wrong sport being in UFC? I mean, if you're really good at that one sport or that one dimension, then you can go a long way. Like Sean O'Malley as a striker, or Marab as a grappler, or I mean, let me think of some other ones. Bilal as a wrestler, DDP on the feet. Ankalaev as a grappler. Tom Aspinall's just, I mean, he has different facets to his game, but there are a bunch of one-dimensional fighters who have been champion in the UFC. You shouldn't give up on it if you have one dimension to your game. You can go a long way. You can have a career. Roy Nelson stayed around for a long time. Dan Henderson. I feel Cater could be the old crafty vet. Survive long enough to catch Garcia running in like a like what happened with Mahashate. However, I'll still probably lean Garcia. Wow. Okay. Just can't be too confident in fights that seem obvious. Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm going to be picking Nate the Train against Morgan Sherrier. I think he's got the wrestling to take Sherrier down and beat him up on the ground. So we'll see. But yeah, dude. I mean, part of it is favoritism towards Nate the Train, but another part is I saw some people have the opinion that they think Nate's can win because he has the wrestling. That's honestly all I need, dude. There's even a chance that Nate the Train's winning. I'm picking him, dude. Sorry. I got my biases too. Yo, where's Juiceman? Dude, where's Juiceman? Is Juiceman in here? The fake leaving an introduction. Who are you? Hockey from home, Matua. For you, I hope that Nate pulls it off. I know, dude. It's for my freaking mental health. At this point, if Nate the Train loses, I'm gonna be depressed for a month, dude. Hopefully Nate Wood took some confidence away from Sherrier. Yeah, hopefully all the Nates are like the kryptonite of Morgan Sherrier. If your name's Nate, you're taking this dude out. First it was Nate Wood, now it's Nate the Train, you know? Just cannot deal with the ends, which is racist, by the way. Maybe Nate's literally great minds think alike right there. Coincidence? I think not. He openly mocks me in front of the class. Look, there he is. There he is. Putting the tack on my chair. Coincidence? I think not. That's good para. Eh, eh. Para. Eh. I like that coincidence. It would be a really nice coincidence if Nate the Train won, for my own sake. And then, yeah, that's the thing, man. I don't really care a lot about a lot of the outcomes of these fights. I do think Teixeira is going to knock out Derek Lewis. I just think he can hit Lewis with a few knees up the middle and just put him out cold. He's that kind of fighter. I picked Bonfim to win against Wonderboy Thompson, but I'm praying that Wonderboy wins and stays around. But I know it's not going to last, dude. This feels like the end of the road for Wonderboy. Wonderboy. Sometimes just being a nice guy can only take you so far in the sport. Rest are pretty easy to call, but Nate's got undeniable volume, man. Just can't let Morgan get comfortable. I don't think he will. I think he's going to be up in Morgan Sherrier's grill, throwing some phone booth punches in the clinch, trying to shoot for takedowns, head kick to the guard, uppercut. I don't think Nate's going to let Morgan Sherrier breathe. I think he's going to keel haul him, take him down, Nate. If Bonfim has IQ, he should walk through Wonderboy. Yeah, I think it's going to be a second round sub. I think it's going to be like every one to Wonderboy's recent fights. He's going to look really good early on and then get taken down fairly easily and then boom, Darce choke. Just like that. Just like that. You should be a comedian, Joe. But yeah, it's gonna be sad for Wonderboy, dude. Unless can you imagine if Wonderboy like tricks Bonfim into accepting a no takedowns rule? Just like he did with Kevin Holland. Did you hand make that chocolate? I did not. Oh god damn it, you made me spill. It is a pre-made chocolate bar with caramel nougat. Only buy chocolate from Ghana if you can. I'm gonna do that. Maybe. I mean, the wrapper says that their chocolates are made 100% free from exploitation, and they actually reference the cases of child labor happening in cocoa farms in West Africa. So they seem pretty humane to me. It's pretty good. Yeah, apparently, it's free from exploitation and child labor. So big W from Hank the Tank. Um, so yeah, Dana White, both John Jones and Dana White have dirt on Dana, and which is why he sucks up to them at every opportunity he can. The PFL are a bunch of suck ups too. Tony Ferguson is going to be boxing. Terrible idea. I probably beat Tony Ferguson. Then ONE FC and Chaudhry are going to be closing their doors probably in the next year or two. There's a bunch of cards aside from the UFC next week. Most of them are mid. I actually think there's going to be more finishes than decisions on the UFC Fight Night card. And let's pray, guys. Moment of prayer for my boy Nate the Train. Please, and all that is holy, as an atheist, please let Nate the Train find an uppercut knockout on Morgan Sherrier or absolutely body him on the ground for 3 whole rounds. Please. Thank you for being mature about it, bro. I'm challenging everything we believe to be real and it ruffles feathers. Yeah. But that can only take you so far. Artisanal fascist. That reminds me of a certain guy from Germany who loved to do paintings. Sort of my fault in a way. Yeah, I mean, you did argue with me on a lot of points, so you can only go so far with it. By the way, chat, me and Hank didn't fight at all. He's being super kind, apologizing for something very small. It's true. Sorry, it's just in my nature. I want to keep my friends around, you know? What's the brand you're eating? Sounds legit. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's Tony's Chocolonely. Tony's Chocolonely. Fantastic chocolate, dude. All sorts of flavors. Chocolate filled with good shit. Mm, good shit. Good shit. Ghana is fully self-sufficient on harvesting and manufacturing and distributing their chocolate now. Based. Have y'all seen Juiceman? I don't know. He comes and goes. You know, and he was so dead. I didn't know whether he was coming or going. I mean, he masturbated while he before he died. I didn't know if he was coming or going. Dude, did you know that Mother Teresa's a fascist mother? Is Fauci's mother? She trafficked so many kids, dude. It's all connected, Hank. I have a bag of Tony's right in front of me. Based. The choco covered crunchies are the best. I'm gonna have to try those sometime. But yeah, that'll do it for the show. Um, I think this was a really good show. I'm glad I got to talk about what I wanted to. Came up with some other impromptu topics on the way. There was melodrama, there was false conflict, there was negotiating and eventual ceasefires and peace agreements, and yeah, this is a really well done military campaign by me. I always grab a bag at the store. They are gas. Yeah, they give you gas. That's for sure. I hate how the bag isn't waterproof. Yeah, Vinny wants to eat his chocolates underwater. He wants to go snorkeling with his Tony's chocolates. Have you seen this juice man? Have you seen this juice man? Hey, Tua, have you seen this juice man? I've heard of this brand. Yeah, plus 10 points for based ass chocolate. Yeah. But I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Hank the Tank. You have been the Troopers and Grinders. And of course, you have escaped the war zone for now. I'm blue, double D, double die. I take my mushrooms every day, then I fucking work out. Yo, Hank the Tank, I'm gonna dye your hair real blue.